Oh my fucking god. Best episode of The Walking Dead ever. Oh my freaking god. Oh my god. Oh my god. The Walking Dead is back. The Walking Dead is finally back. And this episode was so insane and so good that I just have to talk about it right now. I'm not even going to make an intro. I'm not going to be like, what's up, you guys? This is One Classic Gamer. I am just going to get right into this. So, if you have not seen this episode, get the frick off of this video because I'm about to spoil the living crap out of this episode. I'm serious. Get off of this video because this episode broke the boundaries. This is probably the most shocking episode the show has ever offered. This was a crazy episode. So, I've given you enough time to get off this video. So at the start of this episode, basically The Walking Dead is back. After 2 months of waiting, it's back. The mid-season premiere is finally here. And this mid-season premiere starts with the end credits scene from the mid-season finale where Daryl, Sasha, and Abraham are in the oil tanker and they end up at this biker gang in the middle of the road. The biker gang, they're saying shit like, you're going to give us everything you want because all of your property belongs to Negan, who is going to be the new bad guy in the show. And this is the only scene that I didn't really pay too much attention to for a little bit of it because Time Warner Cable, my freaking TV was lagging a lot. But what ends up happening is the guy starts threatening and he's saying that he's pointing two guns at Abraham and Abraham's going to fucking die right there, right then and there. But all of a sudden they just freaking blow up. They just blow up, and then you're like, what? And then it shows Daryl, and he had the freaking RPG that Abraham picked up on the bridge, and he just blows them up. And right there, I was like, oh my god. This episode was it was insane. It really was. So that scene happens, and Abraham goes like, nibble on this, which is because basically the guy was saying shit to Abraham, was talking shit to him like, like, you don't nibble on shit and whatnot. He was saying stuff like that, and then after they blow him up, Abraham like comes back with him with this smart ass response and goes like, nibble on this, and then they just drive away. Then the credits happen, and then the episode kind of slows down for the next 10 minutes, and it just kind of shows us where everybody is after the mid-season finale. The wolf guy and the nurse are getting ready to make their move and go when the gap opens with the walkers. And Rick and everyone else, Rick, Jesse, Father Gabriel, Jesse's two sons, Carl and Michonne, are walking through the zombie herd with all the guts rubbed all over them. And Father Gabriel, basically Rick gives Father Gabriel Judith, and he takes Judith to safety and takes him to his church and protects her so she can be safe and whatnot. And it's just catching us all up. And I gotta admit, after the amazing first 2 minutes, seeing the first 10 minutes following up, I was literally like, this is boring. I was bored because I'd been watching an episode of The Walking Dead every single day in preparation for this mid-season premiere, and I was bored. I'm gonna be honest. I was a little bored, and I texted my friend Jacob, and I was like, "This is kind of boring." And I shit you not, I kid you not, as soon as I sent that text message, the show comes back on, and Jesse's younger son Sam starts tripping out because Carol traumatized him. He dies. And then Jesse freaking dies. Rick starts freaking out. Rick cuts Jesse's hand off because he's holding on to Jesse. Ron, the older son, pulls out a freaking gun. Michonne stabs Ron through the chest. Ron shoots the gun and Carl gets hit in the face, Rick picks up Carl and they just start running. And all of that happens in like 1 minute. I'm not joking. All of that shit happens in 1 minute. And that's not even the craziest this episode gets. That's just the start. It's so crazy. Like, right there, 3 characters are dead. And 1 character is about to die. And he's a pretty well-known character. Right there, I was like, oh my god, this episode's going to be crazy. And the episode just was relentless from then on out. It did not stop with the action. It just kept going until the end. So the wolf guy and the nurse, they make their way through the gap of walkers. And the nurse is getting attacked by walkers, so the wolf guy tries to save her. He gets bit. And the nurse is like, I can take you to the infirmary and I can save you. So she's trying to take him to the infirmary. The wolf guy gets shot like 3 times by Carol, who's aiming down at them from the house. The nurse starts running towards the infirmary. She makes it to the infirmary. And then Rick and Michonne come running in, and he puts Carl down on the bed, and the nurse starts working on Carl, trying to save Carl's life. And Rick gets a fucking hatchet and just goes out there and starts hacking up all the walkers like 300 style. And then everyone sees it from looking out their windows, and everyone goes out there. Eugene, Father Gabriel, everybody goes outside, and they just start fighting the walkers off. Like all 1,300 of the walkers are around there. I heard they used about 1,300 walkers in this episode. They're literally fighting off all of the walkers in a circle, and they're just killing all of them, trying to kill all of them, and just wipe them all out. And it was so crazy. It just reminded me of like 300 in The Walking Dead with zombies. That's what it was like. It was so nuts. And get this, that's not even the craziest it gets. It gets even more crazy because Glenn and Enid are together, and Glenn tries to save Maggie, who is still stuck atop the perch thing, like the watch area, and he draws the zombies away, and Enid is climbing up to go rescue Maggie, and literally Glenn starts getting swarmed by the walkers, like they're right on top of him, and Glenn's about to die. And you think that Glenn's literally going to die this time around. You think he's going to die. But no, the zombies just get lit up completely by Abraham and Daryl, who just so happen to get there right in the nick of time to save them. They start lighting all the zombies up, and they take their tanker truck and they drive it to the middle of the town. They pour all the gasoline everywhere. Daryl takes the bazooka and lights it up and creates a fire that draws all the walkers over there. And then you hear Rick go like, "Don't stop, keep going." And there's like this 2-minute montage of all the characters just freaking hacking, killing all of the walkers. It's so crazy. It's so nuts. This is the entire episode. The entire episode was just action-packed as crap. The entire episode was crazy. And then it cuts to daytime, and there's literally like 1,000 walker bodies just laying everywhere, and they've all survived because they were just spent the whole night just fucking killing walkers. And then the final scene is Rick sitting next to the bed where Carl is. Carl has an eye patch on now, kind of like the governor, and he's holding Carl's hand, and it gets pretty emotional in this scene. It really does. Rick gets very emotional. Like, he thinks his son is going to die, and so he starts freaking out. And then you just see Carl just kind of grab Rick's hand like this, and Rick looks over, and that's it. That's the episode right there. It may seem short, but this was an hour-long episode, and the entire episode was just relentless. It was just nuts from beginning to end. Like I said, there's like a 10-minute period in the beginning where it was slow, but you look back on that, and that's only like a little sliver of the episode. The entire rest of the episode is just, oh my, oh my God, this episode was so crazy. It is the best episode of The Walking Dead ever, in my opinion. It is the best episode that we've gotten, the best premiere we've gotten. This episode was so good. I'm giving this episode a 10 out of 10 because this was such a good episode. Like, oh my freaking God. Like, I'm excited. I'm with the show again. Like, there was a period in time where I was kind of giving up on this show a little bit because it started getting a little repetitive, and that was in season 5. But season 6, every single episode of season 6 so far has been solid. There hasn't been a single episode in this season that I've been disappointed with. Even the certain episodes like 1 or 2 that I didn't like that were kind of filler, I went back and watched them, and I went back and watched them in preparation, and they were good episodes. Every single episode of the season has been solid, and this is the best episode of the season by far. And I want to watch the next one so bad. Oh my God. This episode was so good. I can't even express how amazing this episode was. It was so good. Like, it ended like an hour ago, but it's still in my head because this was such a good episode. It really is. If you haven't seen The Walking Dead before, start watching it now because it's officially becoming becoming a good, like, I literally think that the show is becoming, it's not just, the show isn't just becoming good again anymore. It is literally rising up to the ranks and becoming a good show, like one of the best shows on TV now, because originally I felt like The Walking Dead was like my number 2 show. I still think that Game of Thrones is the best show I've seen on TV, but now The Walking Dead is getting so crazy and unpredictable to the point to where it is going to be, it's they're trying to go for that number 1 rating now. Like, it's going to be the number 1 show if it keeps going with this, because every single episode has been shocking so far in this season, and we still have like 7 episodes left in this season. So episode was great. Go check it out. It was so good. I don't know if I'm going to be reviewing every single episode. I just had to talk about this because this episode was so good. So, oh my God. Wow. If you enjoyed this video, please comment, rate, subscribe. Go watch the fucking episode. Jesus. Like, if you love The Walking Dead and you haven't seen this episode, what are you doing? Go watch this episode now. Seriously, this is a must-watch episode. You gotta see this episode. It's nuts. So, if you like this video, please comment, rate, subscribe, and, oh my God. Yeah. Walking Dead, man, it's back. So, hope you guys enjoyed this, and, I'll see you guys later. Peace.